I'm Kay Ross, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the Booksperience for Chapter 6 of Space, Time, and the Shopkeeper. Last chapter, in Chapter 5, we saw that Arona had great success wearing her hair down, but then she had a dream of Watson rescuing a girl from being prostituted, and she ended up getting knocked out. Arona did, not the other girl. Yeah, shall we see what happens next? Oh, Chapter 6, Waking Up. Oh, Arona woke up with a gargantuan headache. Good gravy, she mumbled to Clive. Let your hair down once and your psyche asks for a mile. I'm not sure this is working. She hobbled into the bathroom to get some aspirin. As she reached to open the mirrored cabinet, she caught sight of herself in the mirror. I let out a scream. Oh. She had a black eye, and not just a little dark circle under her right eye. She had a full-blown shiner, purple eyeshadow and undershadow. Lovely. How could this be explained? Was it really a psychosomatic response? What did her psyche have out for her? Would she wake up with a broken bone next? Was that possible? This was getting way out of hand. Perhaps it wasn't psychosomatic at all. Maybe she was thrashing wildly in bed or something. She couldn't think of any other explanation, but there had to be one. She needed to get a spy camera, that's what, and record herself at night to see what was happening. And she needed not to go in to work today. Even if it was a Thursday and Watson would be coming in. Especially because he would be coming in. She couldn't face him like this. She called Kunda. Can you run the shop for me today? I'm not feeling so great. Sure, not a problem. Want me to bring some khichdi or soup by later? Kunda asked. No thanks, Arona said quickly. I've got plenty of food here already. Thanks though. Oh, and tell Watson when he comes in that I'm still working on finding his book. Okay, I'll tell Watson you're still working on getting up the courage to ask him out, Kunda giggled. Arona rolled her eyes, which made her wince. Ouch. You okay? Kunda asked. Yeah, fine. Just bumped something. Thanks so much, Kunda. I should be able to come in tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. Get some rest, Kunda sang. See you. Arona hung up and then added to herself, if I don't kill myself in my sleep tonight. She got herself showered, then held a bag of frozen peas to her eye as she ate, fed Clive, and with her good eye looked up a spy shop in Boston. After she found a questionable shop that looked somewhat promising, she put on as much makeup as she could to cover the purple. It helped a little, but only a little. She donned her biggest pair of sunglasses, let her hair fall forward around her face, and headed out. For the first time, she was incredibly grateful to have her hair down. 3.5 hours later, Arona was back in her flat, setting up a little radio alarm clock on her dresser that had a hidden nanny cam in it. She'd told the shop owner she wanted to spy on her cat when she was gone at work. Not that she'd needed to explain herself, but she had felt strange in a spy shop, and it seemed some explanation was needed. And she was curious what Clive busied himself with all day long, how pillows got dragged across the floor and clothes made their way to the kitchen. She wasn't lying really, but yeah, who was she kidding? She was spying on herself. But the shop owner didn't need to know that embarrassing detail. That night, she set it to record and then climbed into bed. She felt silly. What would she see in the morning except a video of her tossing and turning throughout the night? She sighed, rolled over on her left side so she wasn't putting pressure on her black eye, and went to sleep. Arona tried to open her eyes. She got the left one open, but she couldn't open her right eye. She was staring at a wood-paneled ceiling in a dimly lit room. It smelled like herbs, scented oils, eggs, and a little bit of dust. There was something warm on top of her right eye. She raised her arm with the intent to take off whatever was on her eye. She didn't get far, though. Someone's hand clamped down firmly on her arm. It made Arona jump with a start. No, 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 stay still. You not done yet. The voice came from a diminutive Asian lady around the same age as Arona. The lady bent over and peered into Arona's open left eye. You now awake? You sleep. More easy you sleep. Don't move. Miss Chang soon finish. Twinkle of eye. After, you go home. Where am I? Was this another of her dreams? Or had she checked herself into an herbal store in Boston's Chinatown, then been knocked out with herbs so she didn't remember coming here? Miss Chang's pert face broke into an almost condescending smile. She patted Arona's shoulder. You in Taiwan. Here best place for you get treated. Then her smile disappeared as quickly as it had come. You, Meiguo Ren, don't know how treat this kind problem at all. Taiwan? She was dreaming. What was Meiguo Ren? Oh well, it could be worse. At least she got to just lay here for this dream. What is on my eye? Arona asked. Egg, cook hard, Miss Cheng replied perfunctorily as she reached for a jar of some salve-looking thing. Arona stifled a laugh. A hard-boiled egg? She thought her psyche could come up with something better than that. Miss Cheng looked at her disapprovingly. I tell you, Meiguo Ren know nothing about heal body. Now, no more talk. Let Miss Cheng work. You rest. Arona closed her left eye to rest obediently. She liked Miss Cheng. She imagined Miss Cheng as a military nurse out on the field of battle, bombs blasting, bullets whizzing, and Miss Cheng telling everyone to be quiet so she could work. The war would stop until the wounded were tended to. Arona tried again not to laugh. Miss Cheng seemed to growl slightly in her throat. Arona forced herself to wipe the smile off her face and relax into the cushioned table she lay on. She thought about Watson and wondered whether his family was from Taiwan, China, or somewhere else. She started feeling drowsy. In and out of sleep she went, all the while Miss Cheng worked away on her eye and ankle. Everything from salves to compresses to acupuncture with an amazing array of smells to go with it all. The cayenne pepper salve around her eye was the craziest. Finally, everything was wiped off her ankle and face, and all needles were gone from her foot and leg. When get home, eat many fruit and vegetable, vitamin C, okay? Miss Cheng patted Arona's shoulder firmly. Many juice and fruit make you better fast. Okay, Arona answered. She wanted to say, yes, ma'am, and salute, but thought better of it. Good. Now, have lavender to make you sleep. Rest until you go home. She pointed to a diffuser, emitting what Arona assumed was lavender on the shelf. I go take care other customer. Okay. Arona watched Miss Cheng briskly go out the doorway through a slit in an old red cloth that hung as a door. She closed her eyes and breathed in the lavender until she fell softly asleep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the end of chapter 6. Quite an interesting place to end it. I wonder what's going to happen when she wakes up. You'll have to come back for chapter 7 to find out. But we're going to have a behind-the-scenes section at the end of this video, right after a very quick and interesting word from our sponsor. Welcome to some book recommendations by Kay Ross. I know I give you book recommendations all the time, but this one is kind of a little more official, maybe, in some ways. So, anyway, not official in any way except that I'm making it official. This is The Making of a Leader by Dr. J. Robert Clinton. He was one of my very favorite professors. I took a number of his classes, and his teachings changed my life in many ways. One of the big things that he did was that he researched hundreds of leaders, biblical, contemporary, historical, and looked for patterns, looked to see how does God develop a leader. And when I say leaders, I don't mean the traditional type necessarily. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. It could be just someone who influences others for God, or who wants to influence others for God. And anyway, so what you see when you learn these stages of development, it helps you to recognize what God is doing in your life. It helps you to make better decisions of which way to go at different times. And it can help you to develop other people that want to be leaders. And you can look in their lives and say, hey, you know what? I think this is a chance for you to do this, or this may be how God's developing you right now. And yeah, it's so much wisdom. So good. Highly, highly, highly recommend this book. It's gold. Yes, all that's in this. It's like condensed version of the class I took. Personally, one of the greatest things that I learned from him, oh my goodness, this helped me so much, was realizing that God takes a lifetime to develop you. And that I thought when I graduated from college that I was going to have the perfect job, and that job was what was going to define me. If I didn't have that good job, then I had failed. You know, that one that kind of set you up for life. No, how many people actually do that anyway? But there's a few, yeah. But that's not the pattern of how God works usually. what he does is he builds things into you that you may not release or live out your ultimate contribution that God has created you for till you're in your 50s. And when I realized that, and it was like, oh, it took off so much pressure, and I could just go with the development that God was doing in my life and see what he was doing and notice these different stages, like, oh, that was what God was doing then. I could look back and see, and I could look forward and expect, and I could see where I was and make decisions. It was really cool when I was trying to decide make some major life decisions. At one point, I actually got to sit down with him, and he mapped out my life, and he's like, well, you're at this point, so you could go this way or you could go this way, and they would both be good. And so I was praying about it, and God led one of those two directions, actually, which was really cool. So anyway, you guys, this is gold, absolute gold. He put so much time into researching and showing people how God works in your life. So I highly recommend this book. And yes, the publisher and the author, they do not know that I'm putting this on the video. They're not paying me to do this at all. I do get a little bit of money, like a few cents, a little percentage for everybody that uses the link below, which, hey, it adds up. So I encourage you to do that. But I did get permission from Dr. Clinton to do some videos based on his teachings from his class, which I hope to do at some point. We'll see. All right. Well, have fun reading and learning and becoming all that God created you to be. See the link below. And now on to Behind the Scenes. Hello, and welcome back to Behind the Scenes. We're going to talk about a few fun things that happened in this chapter. One is, actually, this is the scene that started the whole book. It's the one I mentioned at the very beginning, where I woke up one morning, walked into the bathroom, looked in the mirror and thought I had a black eye, and realized I didn't, thankfully. But that got me thinking, what would cause a woman to wake up with a black eye? What happened to make that happen? Yeah, so that is what started this whole thing, and you finally got to that scene. Yay! All right. And kitties and spy cameras. They do kind of go together, at least in my head, because yes, I had Arona think about Clive and wondering how he did things, because my cats have done that while I've been gone or asleep. I find things on other sides of the house or the room or whatever. I came home one time and there was a pillow blocking the door and I had to push it, and I'm like, what in the world? How in the world did my cat get this massive pillow blocking the door? There was no one else there. Yes, and now we have kitty toys that just end up all over the house in the morning, not knowing how they got where, except because of Peaches. But it would be fun to see. So Arona wondered that too. That's where that came from. And why did Arona end up in Taiwan? Well, because I really, really, really like Taiwan. I went there once to practice and learn some Chinese. It is just so yummy. It's very hot. I learned to use umbrellas in the sun, but it is so yummy. So, so, so yummy. Not the umbrellas, but the food there. I would go to a bakery almost every day and try something new. It was so much fun. I highly recommend going, especially if you like Chinese food. So good. That is the end of Booksperience for Chapter 6. I hope you have enjoyed this, and please come back again for Chapter 7. I think you will be excited to see what happens. It's getting juicy. All right. See you soon. Make sure to subscribe, like, turn on notifications, and share this video with all your friends so they can enjoy it too.